By June, a new British army of 8,000 men heads south from Loyalist Canada. Its objective, kill off the American Revolution once and for all. They're led by General John Burgoyne, an aristocrat, politician, and art lover. He's also one of the best cavalry officers in the British military. Burgoyne pushes south, following the Hudson River. His army is like a mobile city. The Redcoats are accompanied by 2,000 servants, wives, and mistresses. "200 supply wagons carry 84 tons of powder and shot, as well as silver and porcelain tableware for the officers' meals." Burgoyne's plan is simple. He's traveling from St. John's in Canada, 170 miles south to Saratoga, deep in the interior of the New York colony. Then he'll link up with the victorious British Army in New York City, cutting the colonies into two parts. But the American frontier becomes the British Army's worst enemy.
The problem is they're in what we might call a counterinsurgency kind of campaign, where their passage through the land and the offense that they give to farmers creates enemies wherever they go.
Now Washington unleashes revolutionary new tactics and a totally new type of soldier. Men who learned their skills on the frontier.
So this army came together, an army of militia, an army of woodsmen, an army of sharpshooters, and we didn't play by the rules.
British Redcoats are trained for open battlefields. Now they face rebel sharpshooters hidden in dense cover. Leading them, Daniel Morgan, hard drinker, gambler, brawler, and now the colonel of an elite corps of 500 riflemen.
He was a self-made man, and although not educated at a great school, was a smart guy, was a tough guy, and was ready and willing to step up when the time called. He was the perfect guy to show up at the perfect time.
Burgoyne's route takes him through dense forest over 5 times larger than all of England. Trees once intended to build British ships now become rebel roadblocks. The British are sitting ducks. Their advance slows to just a mile a day. The march south becomes a 6-week nightmare. The sharpshooters know the land and have technology on their side. Morgan's men are armed with American long rifles. They're lightweight, with a slender barrel at least 40 inches long, and fire a .50 caliber shot a ½ inch wide. Based on a German hunting weapon, the guns have a unique American innovation. Grooves inside the barrel that spin the shot, stabilizing it, giving it deadly accuracy. Armed with this rifle, Patriot marksmen can hit a target 250 yards away, more than 3 times the average distance of a modern FBI sniper shot, and twice the range of the British muskets. The tide of the war is about to change. Morgan's plan: first take out Burgoyne's Native American scouts. 400 have allied themselves with the British to preserve their ancestral lands. But Morgan and his men now use traditional Native American tactics against them. They attack using speed, stealth, and surprise. After months of guerrilla warfare, all the scouts are dead or desert behind enemy lines. Any knowledge the Redcoats had of the terrain goes with them. The rebels are rewriting the rules of war, and they're about to do it again. (1777). The American War of Independence is in its second year. New York and many parts of the colonies are in British hands. The rebels have been driven into the wilderness, but the fight back has begun. Patriot sharpshooters target a British army under General John Burgoyne. They've already picked off Burgoyne's Native American guides. Now the two armies meet near Saratoga. Here the rebels break the rules of 18th century warfare and start targeting British officers. The plan: leave the foot soldiers leaderless.
Your officers tended to be your most educated guy. They understood the communication line. They understood exactly what the orders were. They were the source of trying to get something done on a battle space.
In Britain's 53rd Regiment, all but one of its 11 officers are killed or wounded. The tactic of assassinating officers appalls the British. On the defensive, the British regroup under General Simon Fraser. He brings fresh spirit to the beleaguered British Army. Daniel Morgan, commander of the sharpshooters, acts fast.
Shimmy on up that tree and take out a redcoat on his high horse.
His best shooter is an illiterate frontiersman from Ireland, Tim Murphy. This shot will turn the tide of the war. The first shot misses.
This left.
The second skims his horse.
Too high. Reload. Come on. Take him out.
The third hits home.
You could argue that whoever fired the bullet that took out Simon Fraser did as much as any founding father to establish American independence.
Without leadership, the British lose 1,000 men. Twice as many as the Patriots. On October 17th, 1777, General Burgoyne surrenders. It's a turning point. The victory persuades Britain's greatest rival, France, to join the war on America's side. Now the French Navy will force the British to fight a war on two fronts, land and sea.